Hey everyone!
Hey everyone!
And welcome to the
Game of Life.
The game where everyone plays, but no one wins. Or as we said, we go round and round and round until
we die.
Oh God. So we want to know why are we playing this game?
Yeah.
Question
that's worth asking maybe.
Why are we still playing a game that no one wins, that no one's actually enjoying or having fun? And where did this game come from? And just a few questions. You know, what's the point of it?
Like if the point is just to keep the game playing, then it's not really a good point.
Going.
It's kind of like the economy kind of arguments. Like we've got to keep the economy going, It's kind of like, yeah, but it's a car, clapped out car, there's smoke coming out of it, there's oil piddling out of the bottom of it, and it crashes into people and destroys people's lives like as part of its design. So, but we got to keep it going. Why? Because otherwise it'll collapse and we have to keep it going. Yeah. It's like, that's not a nonsensical circular argument.
Yes.
If the game of life isn't being enjoyed by the
players,
then the vast majority anyway of the players that are playing it, then maybe we should get
a different game. It's kind of like you're there on a Sunday afternoon, it's rainy, you take out a couple of board games. If you guys start playing with this random board game that you found, and then no one's actually having fun half an hour into
causing
it.
People to fight.
People are fighting, they're getting very sad, they're getting angry, they're kind of depressed.
They lose their mind.
The whole point of the game is supposed to be there to bring fun out. Like the game is the catalyst for fun. So if no fun is being had, then you wouldn't keep playing that game anymore. Or a computer game, if you're into computer games, you wouldn't download or buy a new computer game and keep playing it if you don't like it.
If it makes you sad.
So we're kind of wondering why that's happening. As we said in our second ad, that it is like this game of Jumanji, but a really boring game of Jumanji that nobody really is winning.
I mean, there are highlights. There are good things that happen in the game.
Of course.
But the point is there's not enough of good and enjoyable stuff versus the drudgery and the, having to do stuff.
Well, no one signed up for the game. That's another thing that we need to realize.
It's thrown into the game.
We just work. We just kind of work.
Like, come on, this way. The game's over that way. Yeah, but I don't really know what I'm playing. It's okay. You keep going. Just keep going. Yeah, but what about the rules? How do we play? And it's like, and it's just you're getting knocked around. And it's like, hold on a second. No one explained the rules to me.
I don't know what's the point of this game. Just to go round and round the game.
And then what? And I'm looking around at the other people playing. They don't seem too happy to be playing this game, especially guys at the end of the game.
They're the ones that have played the longest.
They seem to have more regrets than...
they're really unhappy guys.
Yeah. What's that thing they said on your deathbed? You're never going to think, should have done more
work.
Jobs. I should have spent more time at work. It's nearly always the top one is, should have spent more time with my family.
Because family's all that matters. If you have a good one, obviously.
Yes, of course.
I'm only joking. All families are good.
Yeah, they just get distracted sometimes. Yeah,
all families good.
All families definitely has the potential to be good.
It was a lovely smell.
So?
For elderflower. It's got a lovely warm elderflower smell. It was lovely. Unfortunately, we wanted to show you the acacia flowers, but we've had
a week and a
10
bit.
10 days, of, you guys probably heard it on the news, of Italy having crazy floods, northern Italy, crazy floods and crazy rain. We luckily didn't get any floods this time. We were kind of a bit prepared for it, and it never came.
It was like a steady kind of, nice, even keel amount of rain, and the aqueduct is full now for drinking water for the summer. All the plants and everyone's gotten...
But the flowers, unfortunately, the acacia flowers are...
beaten up.
A bit ruined, so we can't show you guys that. Hopefully more will grow.
But when the figs come, we'll show you that.
Yes. Anyway, for the people who are just joining this channel for the first time, who'll be like, what are you guys going on about, acacia?
Of course.
Let's go back to sticking on the topic.
Yes, of the game of life. The game of life.
So, game of life. No, everyone's playing, no one's winning, no one's enjoying it, no one's having any fun. No one knows how they got onto this board. They just kind of were born on the board.
Yeah.
And we don't really see the end of it is just, death or being kicked off or giving your pieces to someone else. with a levy on that. You can't just, that's the classic. You've worked hard all your life, paid your dues, your taxes, and then paid your taxes doubled again in another way, and then we've just paid so much taxes and taxes of taxes, and then the money you've managed to squirrel away, or even if it's a house of yours, when you die, your children then need to pay income tax on that.
Inheritance tax.
Inheritance tax.
Yeah.
Inheritance tax. That's
so
classic.
Paying twice.
That's a classic one. That's a real prank. That's a really clever one.
Monopoly guy isn't being too.
The Monopoly guy's being very clever, and somehow no one's saying anything. Everyone's like, yeah, and it's 7 years as well. So if your parents loan you €100 and then they die 6 years, 11 months later, then the government goes, all right, do you remember that 100 squid that your old man gave you there?
That's a good
Well,
squeeze.
guess what? We want it back. Not all of it, obviously, not all of it. Like, it's your dad's money.
Spent it.
It's your money as well. We're guessing you haven't spent it all yet. We want our portion. It's only going to be 30, 40, 50, 60. It's going to be a certain percentage. But we're doing it for the roads and the schools and the hospitals. Actually, unless you're the richest people in the land, though, Jer, you don't have to pay for it.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
So that's kind of handy if you end up being the richest people in the country, and you have a bit of blue blood in you, then you don't.
Yeah.
But what does that mean then? Would it mean like, how the royal people have obviously relations with people and they have children, so it gets more, the blood gets diluted out. So does that include like everyone who has any part? Like that would be totally, I wouldn't interested in the royal life, to be honest, but I could see that as being a real perk for people going into that life as well. No inheritance tax. That's that's definitely a positive. Anyway, we're totally
diverging.
We diverged, guys. We went off, wandered. Anyway.
So someone created this game, and the loudest person in the room always is the person who's.
Was it the game master that created the game?
The game master.
Those game masters meddling in people's happiness and lives.
Exactly. So let's not have a human-centric game.
God, no! These human beings are so annoying. This great unwashed, rebellious rabble.
Useless eaters.
That's the classic. If you haven't heard that one, guys, it's in a few books.
Useless eaters.
It's in a few books by people. I'm not going to mention their book. I'm not going to plug their book.
Yeah.
It's in a few of the kind of movers and shakers, of the head honchos of the, pushing for the new world order.
Yeah.
Try to make it sound like with pom-pom cheerleading thing. Yeah, they were useless eaters. God damn it. We're useless anyway. That's for friggin' sure. And then we're an eater.
Yeah.
What are we going to be eating?
Eating up all the resources of the planet.
Well, listen. If we eat bugs, that's okay, I've heard.
Really?
I've heard, and this isn't propaganda, I've actually heard that there is a new initiative, and some people might not have heard this yet, for the old bug eating.
Really?
Yeah, lovely tea, thank you very much. We need a bit of tea just to help the medicine go down. So the old bug eating. Apparently they're very good for you, full of protein, very cheap, very cheap to
and will everyone be eating them, or just?
Oh God, no, just the rabble.
Oh, okay.
Just the great unwashed, the GP, the general populace. But the part in bugs that actually is not good for human beings to eat in large contents, I can't remember the exact chemical. Messes around with like brain and nerve function. That anyway, it doesn't matter. That's kind of disappeared or something. Maybe it will be something, whatever that word is, free on the packets. That doesn't matter anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're apparently there's a little bug there, Jer. Do you want to have a little taste?
No, thank you.
No? Or maybe not eating him alive.
On his merry way, he can play his game, which I'm sure is a lot less stressful than most.
Like there's a game show, if you could even call it, in England. I'm pretty sure they do it in other countries as well, where they actually pay waning celebrity stars, these people to go and put themselves through absolute trauma by camping out.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you know this one. And they're practically forced to eat bugs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that. So we all kind of pretend, we kind of get to be famous a little bit, guys. You know, we can pretend, have a bit of the bugs, pretend you're on that show, feel that feeling, collect your stars, but you won't get paid for it.
No.
But, you know.
Well, you might get a UBI.
You might. Sounds a little bit like UTI.
Universal Basic Income.
Sounds like a urinary tract infection, but okay.
Yeah.
Which is good in a certain way, from a certain point of view. It makes sense. It's like, okay, we're going to throw these people on this game board. We better give them a bit of money to start the play.
A bit of monopoly money to start off.
To start off with. Because right now, if your parents and your grandparents and your parents' parents, beautiful butterfly, were born not very affluent, which is the majority of people, and they didn't have any you wish that you had inheritance tax to pay. That was a dream back then. Then you would never have any starting up. There would be never this lift. So that doesn't seem very fair. It doesn't seem fair.
Game's rigged, guys.
It does seem a little bit like one of those fun fair games. You know, the ones in the carnivals or whatever you call them in different countries. You know, where you have shooting the ducks or shooting the bottles, like not real ducks, guys. The metal ones. You know.
Yeah. And the barrels obviously skewed.
Well, they have to be rigged because otherwise
everyone would win.
These guys are gonna, I mean, they're not the richest guys in the world anyway, so they can't be super unfair.
Yeah, of course.
So it makes sense to start off with a bit of seed money for your journey around the board. That does make sense.
So long as it doesn't dictate every single square that you have to land on and what you should do in those squares.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, is it without strings attached to it, or are there quite a few strings, like enough?
There should be strings attached in terms of, participation in society, but not like only this exact way, doing exactly this and doing exactly that.
Or we'll cut it off.
Or we'll cut it off because
the
bugs. Problem with a cashless society, guys. You can turn it on and off.
Just like the light switch.
Don't make much sense to me.
It don't make much sense to you?
Nah. Afraid not.
I don't think it makes much sense to anyone. Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, that was it, I think.
Well, it doesn't make much sense, guys. It doesn't make any sense because if somebody's giving you something every month, they're giving you money every month to say the government. Is that even allowed? Can you even say government? Is that even allowed?
I've lost track of what you can and can't say anymore.
You just say in the positive light, government, and do a little song and dance.
Yeah.
If we do that, then it's okay. So if they're giving you money every month and then you go, well, actually, I want to have, you only have a quota of meat and a quota of shopping and a quota of petrol. All they say, well, I want a little bit more. Then they go, or they see you jaywalking, isn't it?
Yeah, jaywalking.
Crossing the road on a red light. That's some serious shit, guys. Yeah. And then they just go, well, you're not having any electricity then for these 2 weeks, and you can't travel, and not giving you your coupon. It's kind of like back to rations after
full-time
World War
rationing.
II, but full-time rationing and tough shit. Sorry, tough poops.
Tough poops, yeah.
So yeah, guys, like, what is happening here? If we're just going around the board, like every year, I feel like people that we're speaking to, we're not speaking to maybe super richies, but people aren't making more money every year, especially, the last few years have been particularly odd, but people are just making enough money to make it through to the round. And they come back to, I'm mixing Monopoly now with Game of Life, but they come back to the Go, and then it's like, oh thank God, another charge. Oh my God. Because they didn't know how they were going to survive,
Yeah.
And that's not right. That is not right, guys. Like, we're spending billions of research into be careful here, into biochemical stuff, antidote type things, just in case somebody else somewhere else on the planet who doesn't like us is making something similar. Like, we're spending billions there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yet we still have homeless people on the streets. We still have people who are having to work 4 or 5 jobs. This is just to be able not to be a homeless person. This is just to not get homeless. You're not having a lobster and champagne every night.
No.
So What do you think, Joe?
Oof. There's a lot of stuff I think about it. It just ain't right. It ain't right. It doesn't sit well with anyone. And, you know...
Well, it sits well with the fat cats.
Just well with fat cats.
We're sitting well with our big...
Bottom line looks quite healthy.
Very healthy, I heard.
It is.
In our third quarter, we've improved by 25%.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. The way that it's currently set up, the profits have to keep increasing quarter after quarter and year after year.
That's really tough.
So we either
I feel for those guys.
cut down on the quality of the input, like the raw ingredients, or we charge more, or we pay less wages, or whatever. There has to be some cut all the time in order to keep increasing until eventually it just goes poof, bursts, and then people lose their
But
houses.
if you keep cutting and you keep cutting and you keep cutting, then when you've nothing left, what do you do?
There's a burst, yeah. That's the end of that particular cycle. Everything just goes and we have to start all over again. So come on, we've had enough crashes and enough ridiculousness to basically now think, okay, this must be a better way, but we can't put the cart before the horse.
No.
We can't just impose a system unconsciously and just hope that it'll work out and everyone will be happy. There's a lot of people, a lot of different preferences out there, so yeah. And obviously we're fed like quick and easy kind of distractions and entertainment,
you've got incentives to
like
keep
in Rome,
being on
the bread and
board.
the
Yeah,
Colosseum, the gladiator.
Well, yeah, what do they say? Bread and circus means no ruckus, you know?
Yeah.
No rebellion vibes. Because people are just getting... haven't got that hunger in their bellies for them just to go, no, enough. And they're completely distracted by, as you said, the old circus, the old gladiators.
Yeah, and like just...
That's a good old distraction, isn't it? Seeing men just killed to death, beaten to death, and or eaten by
animals,
by wild animals.
Yeah.
That'll distract you. That'll distract you for sure from all the thinking and the meandering, the musing, the
taking stock. So yeah, so we're in a cheese-sucking game that just sucks all of our energy away and doesn't leave us anything for ourselves. You know, we're tired at the end of the day, whatever, and there isn't much time for, you know, you and yours. So yeah, it's
like a tube of toothpaste. We get all the energy taken out of us during the day doing 8 to 12 hours job that many of us, as we discussed before, wouldn't actually choose to do for free. And we're doing that, and then we come home to our families. We finally manage to navigate the transport and everything, come home, and we're just exhausted. There's nothing left. We're empty. We're scooped out, and we're expected to, you know,
right ourselves and process all the experiences of the day and have a nice, good night's sleep and wake up refreshed the next morning.
That's like, it's a bit rare. It's not norm. It's not the norm, guys.
It's not even half. It's like 5 out of every 7 days. If you're lucky, you don't have to work Saturdays and Saturday mornings. It's a bit redonkulous at this stage, and
it's too much.
And then who? Yeah,
it's too much. No, go on. It's just too much. It's too much. Just like school. It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much. And then who decides what a success is? Like, is it the
who decides what the winner is? Yes.
Yeah, what the winner is, or what?
Oh, the winners.
What a successful person is. Is it the zeros in your bank account? Because we've never been more affluent as a species.
Yes.
But.
No, I'm waiting for you to finish.
No, but we've never been more affluent, but we're
so poor in so many other ways.
Yeah, we're so poor in so many other ways, in our health and
both mentally and physically. Our mental and physical health has never been as low as it is right now, but yet we're living in the future. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah. So, you know, if that was a good measure of the success of a society, where there's more money being produced and more affluence, but yet our well-being and our health and our happiness
are not on par
with that, then that can't be a good measure of success, can it? So yeah, we're the sickest we've ever been, physically and mentally, and
spiritually. No one believes in anything anymore.
Yeah,
we've just been told because of certain religious dogma that was created in a different time, that was, I don't want to say invented, but was
superimposed onto our society,
channeled in a different time. Superimposed with different rules.
It was people's way of relating to the life force or whatever, or the energy or the universe or the cosmos
Yes.
or whatever you want to call it. That's the way they related to it. They went, okay, we've had
Yeah.
a little bit of downtime here now. The civilization is
Yeah.
we've settled
Okay.
down. We've a little bit of downtime,
Yes.
so let's start thinking about, okay, well, how do we get here, and
What's above those clouds?
what's
Maybe
about
it's
those
a
clouds,
man
and
dressed in white
what
with a
created
white
us,
beard.
and how come sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen, and should we worship the sun?
Yeah.
Because it seems to give us warmth and seems to make things grow, and all that kind of thing. And it was just people's people relating and fumbling over.
But they were doing it with the knowledge that they had at the time.
Yeah.
You know?
You also inspired people, obviously, writing
Of
like a
course.
very inspired stuff, or before writing, just coming up with ideas, and they weren't exactly accurate. Obviously, they weren't very sound, but they helped pull us together, and they helped us interpret, or keep us together as a band of a tribe. And now
And now we're just with no, but now we've just been.
we've gone.
Science has kind of
pendulum
had a
swung the other
wrestling,
way.
Yeah, so a wrestling match with religion, and science has now become the new religion.
With-
and then anybody
yeah.
who is religious from beautiful butterflies there again.
Yeah.
Anybody who's religious from an atheistic point of view is mocked, which is, I think, really odd when we're trying to be in this world where we're welcoming people of different beliefs, different
Where's that inclusivity, guys?
everything, and then if somebody's a Mormon or a Christian or anything, any I'm not going to mention them because there's too many, and then they can be mocked.
And also when they're like,
Like,
really
that's all right. Like,
wholesome, loving, family-orientated people, and then they're kind of like mocked for their beliefs, but it's like, but at least their beliefs are allowing them to focus on what's important and what you will actually be focusing on your
Yeah.
deathbed,
yes,
and making that a better memory, or just making it a better life.
yes,
So everyone can have their own beliefs and ways of relating to the universe and the cosmos, but it's, and even if you don't believe in anything, but you've got to intermingle with other people in society. We've got kind of a social contract that we have to be nice to people, because otherwise the whole thing just crumbles.
because it's nice to be nice, and
But it
because
is-
it feels good to be good.
Yeah, exactly. But it's if we can remove the obstacles to peace, then we can be a bit more peaceful, and everyone gets on a bit better. So yeah,